The great grand COVID-19 cover-up is falling apart, piece by piece. A significant population around the world from the very beginning of the pandemic has astutely believed that SARS-CoV-2, which is the virus causing COVID-19, does not have natural origins. However, the Chinese Communist Party, in collusion with their friends in the West, were able to contain the truth for a long time. But every story has a shelf life. And China's story of SARS-CoV-2 having a natural origin has exceeded that shelf life. Now, the truth is coming out, and it is implicating Dr. Anthony Fauci like never before. Hi and welcome. You are watching TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Sanbir, and in this video, I will tell you about the mother of all scandals, called the Fauci Scandal. Let's begin. This time, evidence of Dr. Fauci's collusion with China and EcoHealth Alliance has come from the Congress. Just to brush up your memory, EcoHealth Alliance is the same organization that funded bat-borne coronaviruses research in Wuhan and the United States, while also carrying out gain-of-function research into such viruses. EcoHealth Alliance, led by Peter Daszak, had approached the Defense Advanced Research and Projects Agency in March 2018, seeking funding for the gain-of-function research into bat-borne coronaviruses. DARPA had rejected the proposal, saying it is too dangerous and will be a potential violation of a 2014 moratorium placed on such studies by the US government. So, EcoHealth Alliance's plans to conduct dangerous research into coronaviruses were effectively grounded. But here's where things get interesting. EcoHealth Alliance did not stop there. After getting its proposal rejected by the Defense Advanced Research and Projects Agency, the organization approached the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Don't we all know who heads this agency? That's right, it's Dr. Anthony Fauci. Guess what Fauci did? He approved EcoHealth Alliance's plans to conduct such research. Now, Republicans on the House Oversight Committee have released several emails which suggest Dr. Anthony Fauci may have known that COVID-19 originated from an artificial setup and that it may have been intentionally genetically manipulated. In their letter to the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Republican lawmakers have asked for an investigation to be immediately set up against Dr. Fauci in order to gather whether such information was conveyed to the rest of the government and whether this information would have changed the U.S.'s response to the pandemic. The letter read, "Excerpts of emails we are making public today reveal that Dr. Fauci was warned of two things. One, the potential that COVID-19 leaked from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, and two, the possibility that the virus was intentionally genetically manipulated." According to the letter, Fauci was aware of the monetary relationship between NIAID, the NIH, EcoHealth Alliance, and the Wuhan lab by January 27, 2020. Having allowed EcoHealth Alliance to conduct its dangerous research into coronaviruses, Fauci also knew that EcoHealth Alliance and NIAID worked together to craft a grant policy which would have sidestepped the gain-of-function moratorium at the time. In a conference call dated February 1, 2020, Dr. Fauci, along with NIH head Dr. Collins and at least 11 other scientists, convened to discuss COVID-19. According to the letter of Republican lawmakers on the House Oversight Committee, it was on this conference call that Drs. Fauci and Collins were first warned that COVID-19 may have leaked from the Wuhan Institute of Virology and further may have been intentionally genetically manipulated. Again, it is unclear if either Dr. Fauci or Dr. Collins ever passed these warnings along to other government officials or if they simply ignored them. It was merely 3 days after this conference call that 4 of its participants authored a paper titled "The Proximal Origin of SARS-CoV-2", of which Fauci and Collins were sent drafts. Interestingly, Fauci and Collins have been accused of editing this paper. It is therefore not surprising that after having their paper edited, the authors, who had previously expressed concern over coronavirus having been genetically manipulated, suddenly abandoned that theory to insist that the new virus had a natural origin. TFI Global had reported in June last year how Dr. Anthony Fauci received a personal thank you from Peter Daszak, who is the head of EcoHealth Alliance, for dismissing the possibility of the virus having originated from the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Importantly, EcoHealth Alliance used a $3.4 million government grant to fund research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. All of this makes Fauci a big fat liar who should be held responsible for his silence despite having extensive knowledge of the origin of the virus and yet keeping it from the public.